Hi everyone, welcome to the After Effects Expressions Masterclass. I'm really excited to guide you through the top 5 After Effects expressions every motion designer must know. So, here's what we're going to cover today. By the end of this video, you'll know how to use these expressions to boost your motion designs and save a lot of time. Also, if you want to dig deeper, I've written a detailed blog post on my website where all these expressions are explained step by step. Plus, I've included downloadable custom expressions so you can easily copy and paste them straight into your projects. All right, let's dive in and start bringing your animations to life. All right, so let's start with the LoopOut expression. As you can see here, we have 2 keyframes in our timeline. This is basically a ball drop animation. The ball drops from point A to point B with natural movement. If I select those keyframes and open the graph editor, you can see this is a speed graph, and that's how the ball moves. To add an expression, hold Alt and click on the stopwatch of the position property to open the expression window. Here I type LoopOut, and then you can see there are 4 different options. So first, I select ping pong and click anywhere to confirm. If I play the animation, we can see the ball moves from point A to point B and then goes back to point A seamlessly. That's the benefit of the ping pong LoopOut expression. The animation goes forward and then backward. After reaching the last keyframe, the animation reverses back to the first, then forward again, and so on. Now, I click on the expression window and change this ping pong expression to continue. If I play the animation, you can see that after the last keyframe, the property value continues following the direction and speed established by the last keyframe segment. Effectively, an extrapolation, not a proper loop. That's how the LoopOut continue expression works. Let's move forward and see the next LoopOut expression. Now, I changed this expression to cycle, and if I play the animation, you can see our ball repeats the animation from the first keyframe to the last, then jumps back to the first keyframe and repeats. The motion looks seamlessly continuous, creating an endless cycling loop. Now it's time to show you the last LoopOut expression, which is LoopOut offset. When I play the animation, you can see it continues the animation by adding the change between the first and last keyframes to each repeat cycle. Instead of restarting or reversing, each cycle offsets and advances the motion, creating a progressive pattern. Let's see the next expression. In this example, we have a fan design in our timeline, and let me show you how it works. In general, if we want to rotate an object in After Effects, we generally use the rotation property by adding keyframes and animating them manually. But we can do this with expressions too. To use this expression, press Alt on the keyboard and then click on the stopwatch of the rotation property to open the expression panel. Then type time * 100 and click anywhere to confirm this expression. Play the preview and you can see our fan is rotating in a linear way. By the way, this is time and this section is in degrees. Right now it's time multiplied by 100, which means our fan is rotating at 100 degrees per second. But let's assume we want to stop the fan at the 3-second mark. How can we achieve this? We'll have to write a simple expression. Select the expression window. To edit this expression, then type this. If I play the animation starts at the first frame and ends at the 3rd second. Next, I want to tell you that if you want to create a stop motion looking animation with expressions, you can do that too. Let me show you how. First, I click on the expression window to edit this expression, then simply add this expression. Posterize. Time, open parenthesis, 3 close parenthesis. Time * 100. At this point, I want to explain that this number is the frames per second, and that is the degree. In this expression, we are saying the fan rotates 3 times in a second at 100 degrees. If I change this to 9, it rotates 9 times in a second, each rotation with 100 degrees. So, as you understand, we can create a stop-motion animation with this posterized time expression. Now, I want to show you how you can control these values with a simple slider control. Go to the Effects and Presets panel, search for Slider Control, and then add it to this layer. Then type this expression again, time asterisk, then select the Pick Whip tool and drag it to the slider value. Now, click anywhere to confirm. Right now, the fan is not moving, but when we change the slider value from 0 to 30, it's moving. It's moving at 30 degrees per second. We can increase the speed by setting a higher value in the slider control. But right now, it starts and ends instantly. What if we want to start smoothly and then gently stop at the end? We can do that too with a slightly more complex expression, which I already created for you. First, I remove the expression from the rotation property, then activate the expression window again and paste this pre-made expression into this section. This expression was created by me, and it's designed so that the animation starts gently and ends gently. As you can see, it stops rotating at 3 seconds because we set this at 3 seconds. Now, we have to connect some of the values to the slider so we can control them very easily. First, highlight this 360-degree value and then connect it to the slider control. This slider now controls the speed or rotation of this fan. Now, if we want the fan to stop at 2 seconds, just change the value here. Like this, so it's moving between 0 and 2 seconds only. Also, we can add another slider and rename it as time. Then highlight this value and connect it to this slider value. Now we can set the end animation time from here. Let's move forward and let me show you how you can use this on different animations. Look at this scene. In the scene, I'm going to try to animate this car from left to right by expression. I open the position property and then right-click and choose separate dimensions. Now we have separate X and Y dimensions for this car, so we can move it in the X or Y direction individually. To move the car left to right, I hold Alt and click on the X position stopwatch to open the expression window, then type a simple expression, time asterisk 200. In this expression, this is time and this is pixels because we are using this expression in the position property, not the rotation property. This means this car is moving 200 pixels per second. To increase the speed, we can change the value to 500. Once again, we can use a slider control here to control its speed. Simply highlight the value and connect it to the slider value. Now, we can control the speed with the slider value. Also, you can use the same pre-made expression here to control the timing as well. After pasting this expression, link the degree value to the slider value once again. So we can control the speed of this vehicle. Also, we can change the stop timing from the expression as we did before. So now you understand how many things you can do with time-based expression. Let's move forward and see the next expression. All right, so we have a scene where a ball is traveling upwards, but right now it is not moving and does not have any energy in it. So I want this ball to move a bit or shake. So I open the position property and open the expression panel, and now we can write wiggle open parenthesis 3,30 close parenthesis. Here, 3 is the frequency, which means how many wiggles, random movements, per second, and 30 is the amplitude, which means how far the value moves from its original position. Now, if I play the video, you can see the ball is moving randomly in its place. That's what the wiggle expression does. If I change the frequency, the ball shakes more aggressively. Now, I want to show you that you can use this expression on other properties as well. So I copy this expression, then turn off this for position, and paste it on the scale property. Now the ball shape is wiggling. And now I am going to apply this expression on opacity. Look how it behaves. It's flickering, so you can use this expression to flicker. To increase the flicker, I change its amplitude to 90, so the flicker becomes more evident. Before moving forward, let me show you one more good example of wiggle. In this comp, we have a picture with no movement. You can use video footage too. So I am going to add the wiggle expression on its position property and change its frequency and amplitude. When I play the video, it will move like handheld video footage. It is too shaky, so I set lower values, and now it looks like perfect handheld video footage. You can try this on video footage too. Let's see the next expression. All right, so as you can see in our composition, we have a small red arrow which is moving along a path that you can see on the screen. Now, I want to create some balls that follow this arrow, but with some delay. I'm going to add a small circle into this composition first. Then I rename this layer as ball. Then I open the position property and activate the expression window by holding Alt and clicking on the position stopwatch. Then I write an expression. This comp.layer main shape. Position. ValueAtTime. Time 0.2. Let's understand this expression. I type main shape here because we want this layer to follow that layer. Then in this section, we define that we want to delay the ball by 0.2 seconds. Now, if I play the animation, you can see the ball follows the arrow with a 0.2 second delay. Now, what if we need more balls to follow this arrow? Well, we can duplicate this ball 1, then place it below, and then only change the delay value, like to 0.4. So we get another ball which is following the arrow. You can repeat this process to make more balls. However, this process is a bit slow. But what if we just duplicate the layer and the expression is automatically edited? Well, we can do that too. We just need a more complex expression, which I have already created for you. Just copy this expression and paste it into the expression panel. After that, when I duplicate the ball layer, the new layer is automatically delayed by 0.2 seconds from ball 1. So you can duplicate as many as you want without editing the expression. Once again, I want to remind you that you can get all the expressions by the link below. So that's how the ValueAtTime expression works. So let's see the next expression. In this scene, you can see the yellow circle in our composition. And now I'm going to show you how to use a linear expression in After Effects. So first of all, I am adding a slider control in this circle, and then I open the scale properties, and then I open the expression panel. Then I type a simple expression called S equals linear. Then I grab the pick whip tool and link it to the slider control value. So the rest of the expression is automatically written in the expression panel. Then type comma 0, which is a slider minimum value, then comma 100, which is a slider maximum value, then comma 0, which is a scale minimum value, and comma 100, which is a scale maximum value. Then click anywhere to confirm. Right now, our circle is invisible because the value of the slider is set to 0. So when I increase the value of the slider, we can see the circle in the composition. But as you can see, when I increase the slider value above 100, it won't affect the circle scale because we set the maximum scale value to 100. So the range of scaling is between 0 and 100. And that's how the linear expression works in After Effects. For example, if I change the maximum scale value 100 to 1000 in the expression panel, then our slider 100 value equals a 1000 scale. Hope you get the idea. The next thing I'm going to show you is that instead of editing the expression, we can use more slider controls to control the values of the scale. For example, if I add one more slider control and rename it as the max size and duplicate it, and rename this one as minimum size, then I highlight 100 and connect it to the max size. Then I highlight the 0 and connect it to the minimum size value. So we can control the values from the slider control. You can use this linear expression with position as well as the rotation properties. And that's how the linear expressions work. So these are the top 5 basic expressions you need to know. If you enjoy this tutorial, let me know in the comments so I will create more in-depth expressions tutorials in the future. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.